So live connection is also direct connection to your data source, like direct connectivity mode. In the case of live mode, like direct query mode, the data will not be stored in your Power BI model. Okay, Power BI model. But the limitation with the live mode is you can use live mode connection with SSAS tabular and SSAS multidimensional and Power BI service. You cannot use it with any other source system. Only these three source systems are supported the live mode. Okay. The advantages like direct query mode, it doesn't require any storage because you are querying the data directly from your source system, even in this case. And but unlike the direct query mode, you can use most of the DAX functions in the case of live mode. And in the case of live mode, you cannot perform any data transformation. Whereas in the case of direct query mode, you can perform data transformation in Power Query data, but you can perform only the limited data transformation. But when it comes to live mode, you cannot do any, even as basic simple data transformation also you cannot do it. If you want to do it in the latest version, you need to convert it to the import mode or direct query mode. Live mode too, you need to switch to direct query mode. Then the purpose will get defeated, right? You want to access the data in mode. Yes, Pooja, the live mode is better than the direct query mode. Okay. And but other issue with the limitation with the live mode is you cannot combine data from multiple sources. Okay. You cannot combine data from multiple sources. So I will demonstrate the live mode using Power BI service, cloud service. Okay. And these two, probably when time permits, later point in time, I'll do that because these two softwares, I installed it because of some issues. Okay. Anyhow, if you learn it, the Power BI service, right, using Power BI service, how we can establish a live mode, that is enough. And for that, what I do is I'm going to use something called PBIDS mode, Power BI data source one, Power BI data source file. Yes, we can combine data from multiple sources in the case of direct query. Okay, so Pooja has a question. In the case of live mode, you have to use only the Power BI service data set. You cannot mix any other data with the Power BI data set. Okay. Whereas in the case of direct query mode, you can mix various type of files. Okay, table, Oracle table, SQL Server table, JSON file. You can mix all type of file except the live mode, the file. Okay, PBIDS you cannot mix up. So what is PBIDS, Power BI data source file? It's a proprietary format of the Power BI desktop. The advantage of this one is we can we can make the data source much easier to share with others. This is one of the important advantages of Power BI data source file. You can make the data sources much easier to share with others. The other advantages here, so which means you are pre-packaging all the connections and then you share your data set to your users. For example, I am the project leader. I have created a report wherein I have loaded all the tables and files that are required to create the reports. All type of files I loaded into my Power BI report file. And then what I do is I publish it on cloud. Okay, for example, you need data from Excel file, JSON file, XML file, and SQL table, Oracle table, and including import and direct connect mode, everything we have, used it in a new report. Okay, so in that case, what happens is I just so this is your report file, PBX file. Here I'm using all kind of file. Okay, the table, XML file, JSON file, and CSV file, Excel file, because the data comes from different source systems, different files. To create my report for a specific model, we need data from various sources, and it includes the SQL Server table and Oracle table, something like that. Okay, all these source system, the data all the tables and files, I load it in this report file. And then what I do is I do the data cleaning, everything as a project leader, and then I publish it on cloud. So this is the job of the project lead. Okay. And in this project, let's say, 6 report designers are working. Report designer, they are simply developers, report designers. These 6 report designers, they need all these data, which are already available in this report file. And then I did data cleaning, everything, and then published on cloud. And then I did the data model design also. Okay, data model design also I did it. At this moment, those of you are completely new into this IT, ignore the data model. Simply keep it in store, simply keep it in your head. I'll explain the data model part later. Okay. So you you imported all the files and tables from various source system as a project leader into a report, and then you cleaned the data, and then you did the data model design, which means you are creating a relationship between. You remember, I just dragged and dropped the columns in the model view to create the link between the table. That is called your data model. You just think that way at a high level. Okay. And then I published on cloud. Now what I do is I'll tell my developers, hey guys, all the tables or files, whatever required for you guys to create the reports, because these 6 report designer, they need to create 6 different reports. You just think that way. But for those 6 different reports also, all the data are available here. Okay. But this report designer, all they need to do is just, they need to import the PBADS file. Once you publish it on cloud, it's kind of a Power BI data set file. Okay. Once they import this data set into their respective report, all the tables will be visible for them. Table name, column name, metadata only will get loaded. Okay. So in that case, these report designer, they don't have to load the data from each and every file or table using get data icon. And they don't have to be aware of what is the source system server name, username, password. They don't have to be aware of that. And also, and the files, which folder, in which cloud, in which folder the files are available, they don't have to be. Everything is done by me. I pre-packaged it. It's kind of a ready mix. Ready mix. You know ready mix, right? You did everything and publish it. All then you just import it. They need to drag and drop whatever the columns that they need it for the report, and then they need to apply some business logic, or they need to use some DAX functions to generate the report. That's all. So in this case, there is a centralized control. Only one person has to load the data files or tables into this report, and then create the data model design, everything, do the data cleaning and publish it on cloud. So once you share it with your report designers, all they need to just create the report with this available table columns and all. They can't even modify the relationship between the tables. They can't change the data model design. And they can't delete the column. They cannot change the data type of the columns. Okay, nothing they can do. There is a centralized control. Okay, all they need to just simply take it and then design the report. They need to focus only on designing the report. And so once you create this PBDS file, right, it's something like when you publish it, it's kind of a PBADS file. So in this case, what happens, the data sources are much easier to share with us. Once you are done with, you can share it with, the others in a pretty simple. It's something like create once and reuse it as many times as you want it. 1 second, Priya, I'm going to do that. I'm yet to store that. I'm yet to complete the theory part. Okay. And now I'll just get into the Power BI desktop. Now what we will do is get data. I'm going to click on the get data. So in this case, let's say I'm a report designer. Okay. I'm a report designer. Or I will do one thing. I'll just open another file. I'm going to open the HR Analytics dashboard file. It is already created one, this report. This is the report file. We have already created it. Okay. And this is, what is this icon? Arsha, what is this one? Arsh, this is report view. The default one is the report view. And if you click on it here, it will take you to the head count, the page one. You can create multiple pages in a single report also. This is a report we designed it and we published on cloud also. And for you people to understand how to publish the report, I just opened it this one. This is a report view. To see the data, obviously you need to switch to data view. On the right side, you can see all these tables, right? All these tables. How many tables are there? 6 tables are there. Okay, we have used 6 tables to create the reports. And I have loaded all these tables, everything. Forget about measures at this moment. Okay. And I'm going to switch the model view. If you go to the model view, you can see all these tables, all these 6 tables: employee dimension, education level dimension, date dimension, and fact performance rating, and dim rating level, rating dimension level, and satisfied level. Okay. And here, the line, what you are saying is called your relationship. You need to create the relationship between the tables. How to create that? What is the relationship is all about. Everything we'll discuss it later. Because if I talk about this now, it is too early to discuss, right? We are going to get distracted completely. You just think we need to create the relationship between the tables, like the line, link. We need to create the link between the tables without creating this data model design, which means the creating the link between the tables. Your report will not show the accurate result. It will not do the filtering. That also I'll explain it gradually. I request all your patience, okay? Because step by step, if you go, you will be able to understand, okay? Okay, this is called your data model design. I did the data model design. I imported all the necessary tables, and I know the SQL server name or these 2 tables. Let's assume that available in my Oracle table. Everything I loaded it here. Maybe all of them are import mode. Okay, I did it this way. I created the data model design. I did the data cleaning also. I went to the Power Query editor. I just removed the duplicate records and data type also, assigned it everything. And then I created the report. Okay. So in this case, assume that I did not create the report. Okay. You just think that way. I just did this part and then I did the Power Query data cleaning. That's all. Okay. What I did, you need to assume that I just created this one and then I cleaned this data in these tables. That's all. Okay. You just assume that I did not create the report. Okay. And what I do is I'm going to click on publish. We have something called publish button. Okay, and if I click on the publish button, what will happen is this report file will get published on cloud. This report file will get published on cloud. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to hit this publish button. Now it directly connected to my Power BI cloud service. Okay, I'll just show you quickly. So what is how do you go to the Power BI cloud service? app.powerbi.com. This is what your Power BI cloud service. You can go and sign up here. Once you have the username and password, you can log in into this Power BI cloud service. In this Power BI cloud service, we have something called workspaces. You can create workspaces. In that workspace is nothing but the folder. In Windows, we create folders, isn't it? We want to keep different files in different files, right? We use different folders. Same way, we create workspaces. You just think workspace is nothing but the folder in Windows. It will not take this much of time to connect to the Power BI. I don't know why it takes this much of time. Okay, for example, for you people to understand, I'm going to click on a workspaces. Forget about other thing. You are in. So I have used my username and password. I logged in here. How to log in and all, we see it later. Okay. I'm going to click on a new workspace. I'm going to say dev sandbox Texas 03. Okay, the Texas region. Something like I'm going to give some meaningful folder name. That's all. Okay. You can give whatever the name, but give some meaningful name. Okay. Again, they follow some naming standard, everything for the folder. For example, you are working in the sales analytics project. In that case, the folder name is dev underscore sandbox underscore retail analytics, something like that. Okay. So currently in this folder, we don't have any file. Now you see what is going to happen. I just close it here and I'm going to click on the publish button in my Power BI desktop. I have created, what is the new name, a new folder, that workspace that I created it? Dev Sandbox TX03, right? This is the one I created it. I'm going to publish this local Power BI desktop report file into my Power BI cloud service workspace called Dev Sandbox TX03. If I select this one, this report file will get published there. To publish the report file onto your cloud, you need to have the gateway software needs to be installed in your laptop in your local server. That is kind of agent without which you cannot publish it to the cloud. Okay. That I will discuss it later. You just park that. What is oh, okay, okay. Pooja asked this question. You did not refresh. So how come the Power BI distortion that new verse has been created? Okay, that is why I said, Pooja, you need to note it down. So to publish the report on cloud, you need to have the data gateway running in your local system. Okay, but in this case, what happens is, yes, your question was valid. I think you are asking this way. When you click on the publish first time, let's say you install the Power BI desktop recently, and you have signed up with the Power BI cloud service recently. Okay, let's say today you created. So first time when you click on the publish, it will ask the username and password for your cloud service. Once you specify, that's it. It's something like a cookie. Next time it will not, whenever, so next time when you publish any report, it will not ask the server name or the username and password for your cloud. Okay. So you remember, see, look here, I'll just show you one more time. So you look here, when I clicked on publish and it says, and then it opens up, it shows me all the workspaces here. The connection detail already mentioned it. Is that what you're asking? Yes, Pooja, only one time we need to specify the username and password for your cloud service. First time when you click on the publish, it will ask the username and password for your cloud service. That's it. Once you specify it, you're all set. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then it will show all the folders which you have created on cloud here. Okay. But second time when you try to publish the same report, right? Second time onwards, it will not ask the username and password for your cloud. It gets cached in your Power BI desktop. Okay, somewhere. So this is the folder. I'm going to select on it, and then I'm going to publish it once again. Since you, so in this case, it is asking whether you want to replace, because already you published it. Just a while back I published it, right? But still, I'm okay to go ahead with the replace the existing one. It published this report file onto my Power BI cloud service. But remember that first time when you click on the publish, very first time, it will ask you the username and password for your cloud service. That's it. And then the second prerequisite is you need to have the gateway should run in your lab, in your local server. In my case, laptop. So you need to say data gateway. You can find this one. You can go and look at on-premises data gateway. Okay. This one I already installed it. This one and all I'll explain you later. Okay, don't we have a dedicated session for Power BI Cloud Service. The data gateway should run. This is kind of an agent. Okay, he is the one helping us to publish the report in the respective folder on my cloud service. Okay, or workspace. Look here, the report file is HR Analytics dashboard. HR Analytics dashboard version 0.15. It got published. But if you see here, the same file name appears more than one time. This is what I was talking about the gateway. Okay, I just click on yes. No, okay. So in this case, the same file appears more than one time, but the difference is this is the report file and this is the data file. If you see this icon, it means it's a data file. Okay, now the gateway got opened. So the one I was telling, right? To publish the report from your Power BI desktop to cloud, you need to install the data gateway. I already installed it. This is available in your Power BI, in the Microsoft website. There you need to go and search it, Power BI gateway, data gateway download, okay? And if you search it in the Google, and if you can go and download it from the Microsoft site, and you need to install it. Installation is pretty simple. It's a exe file, simply click on next, it will get installed, okay? You will not get any error at all, okay? So without, and then this gateway should be up and running. Whenever you restart your laptop, this one will also get started, okay? If this gateway is running, you can publish the report from your Power BI desktop to your cloud. Very good, Pooja. You got the point. Okay, this is the data file. Okay, the report only I published it. Behind the scene, the data gateway, it published not only the report, but also the data file also. It published it on cloud in a very secured manner. Okay. So this one, we don't have to explicitly publish it. Which one? This data file. Okay. Now what I do is I'm the project leader. I loaded all the tables and files that are required for my module. In my model, we need to assume that 10 reports. 10 reports, I cannot create it as a single person because all these 10 reports needs to be completed in 5 days time. Okay. But we have 6 developers are there. So what I do is I'll tell them, hey, all the tables and files I loaded, the required for our module, I loaded it here. And I created a relationship, the line, right? This is what your relationship I created, and I did the data cleaning, everything. You need to create a report like this. For example, one developer has to create the page 1, page 2. Okay. The first page, page 1, page 2 needs to be created, one report designer, and then other person should create a report something like this. Other person should create something like that. Okay. But you might be asking, can't I create all the reports in a single page? That is possible. Let us assume this way, okay? And each report needs to be created separately. So this one needs to be created, one developer, other developer, something like that. You assume that this report is not at all there here. Only this one is there, okay? As a project leader, I made sure that to create all the reports, the required tables and files, everything I loaded it here, okay? Maybe it's a direct mode or import mode, everything I did it, okay? And then I published on cloud, okay? Only this one is there, okay? Now what I do is, you are a developer. Now I'm a developer. Or let's say Arsha is a developer, okay? What he is doing is, since I told him in which folder he has to, this is your Power BI dataset file, okay? This is the PBADS file, okay? Now, what Arsha does is, he's opening a fresh report file, because you cannot mix any other data with the PBADS file, okay? Arsha is a report designer. You open the report, and as per the instruction which I gave it to him, he has to click on the get data and click on the Power BI data sets. Look here, and now what happens is, it connects to the Power BI cloud service. Since already we defined the username and password, look here, HR Analytics dashboard vision. The different folder, the same thing is available. And which one we created, the folder or the workspace? This is the one I created. When, look here, the date, time also you can find 22/5, today is 22 May 2023. This is the time I have created this folder, and this file got uploaded here. Okay, can you see it here? It is not showing the two files. The same file is not, name is not repeated. In this case, we want to pull only the data, not the report file. Okay, and you need to select this file, double click on it. On the right side, if you see here, just beneath the data pane, you can find all the tables that were uploaded by someone else, a project leader. All these tables, 6 tables. Forget about measures. Measures is a dummy table. And where is the report file? Look here, still being loaded. Look here, all the single data file, data set, which one? This single data set, like Pooja mentioned, this single data file, right? Consists of data set consists of all these tables. This is not the HR analytics dashboard. Remember this. This is a fresh report file. Okay, this is another laptop. Okay, this is Arsha's laptop. You just think that way. And what he has done, whatever the folder name I mentioned it, he went there. He connect to the Power BI Cloud service. Okay, right? We connect to the Power BI Cloud service, and then he selected that data set. Which one? The Power BI data sets. Which one? The HR Analytics Dashboard version 0.15. That is the data set, right? He picked up from there. He clicked on, double clicked on it. All the data, all the tables that are available in that single data set got loaded here. And you can, as a developer, Arsha, what he can do is he can go to the model view. You cannot see the data. You cannot see the data view at all. That icon got disabled in the case of live connection mode. You can go to the model view. Look here, you can see all the tables. On top of all the tables, you can see the blue colored line, which means these tables are live connection mode. Okay. Another thing is, if you go to the, you don't see the data view at all, that icon, isn't it? See, look here, in this case, the normal report, the data view is available. I'm talking about this one. But here the middle one is missing. Okay. The reason is you don't have to see the data because security reasons, you cannot see the data. Okay. And the only thing is, you can go and see what are the tables used and what kind of relationship got created. But as a report, you need to understand this relationship also. Okay. That and all we will discuss it later. Okay. Fine. Now he just Arsh, he opens the data, this report file, and he just checks all the tables are available to create the report, whatever the report task that we assign to him, all the tables and columns that are required for him is available in this table. Okay, and then you can see the relationship between the tables. And okay, understand. Okay, so these are the relationships are existing. Fine. The next step is you need not to view the data. He just needs to click on the report view, report canvas. All he has to do is just do the report design. Click on the visuals, whatever the visuals that you needed, you can use it here. Supposing you want to use, for example, the donut chart, put it here, and simply drag and drop the columns from the tables, available tables. And he has to put some nice background images, everything, something like this. Like in the background image, and for each and every visual, so how to see, you already did the background image design, everything that we will discuss it later. Okay, how to do the report design in a compelling way, that we'll discuss it later. And he design, so these kind of thing he has to design it. That's all. The same, something like this you need to design. You need to focus on the design part. This is something like front end. You don't have any job in the back end. Okay, for only Arsha as a report designer, he has to focus on how to create how to design the visually appealing report and make sure that the reports, all the visuals, the charts are showing accurate data in it. Okay, that's all. Something like, for example, and he is going to expand this one, and yeah, he just drop the age here, and then what he does is he goes to the rating level, something like that, and then here you just put the rating level also, so that age wise, what is the rating level, something like that. Okay. Something also simply you see, in this case, it is not doing the filtering. There is, I think, some relationship is missing. That and all we will see it later. All he has to do is create the visuals. Okay, and that's all. Okay, that's all. He has to do only this much. And then he publish to the cloud. Okay, from his side. In the cloud also, right? The workspace. You have development folder workspace, and testing workspace will be there, and production workspace will be there. Production workspace you will not have access. Even the testing workspace also you will not have access as a developer. All the reports will get published in the dev workspace only, in the Power BI Cloud Service. Okay, fine. So you create the report, you tested it, everything is fine as a report developer. That's it. So here you don't have to do anything. For example, if I click this relationship, I keep the cursor on top of this relationship. This is a link. This link is nothing but relationship. Okay. When I right click on it, it is not working. If I try to delete this relationship using del key, it is not working. Fully secured. You cannot modify the, you cannot change the column name. You cannot change the table name. You cannot delete the relationship between the tables. Whereas as let's say I'm the project leader, I can do everything here. For example, if I select this lane, if I think this is not required, right click on it, delete it. This right click or properties, nothing is there for a developer. There is a there is a single point control here, right? So if in case of any additional relation to be added, Arsha has to contact me. I'm the project leader, and he has to say, Satya, you need to create a relation between these two. Otherwise, the report will not show the correct thing. Okay, that if I understand is required is a valid one, I'm going to create a relationship. Okay, otherwise I'm not going to. But he himself cannot make. If I allow everyone to make change, what will happen? Right? It's something like in the retail store. If I allow every clerk, the retail in the front office, right, in the checkout section, if I allow all the clerk to change the price, what will happen? They'll be biased, right? So they are not supposed to make change the price. Only thing is they need to do the billing. That's all. The same principle is here. There is a centralized control here. And one advantage is, like I said, as a report developer, you need not to be aware of the server name, which where the table is available, what is server name, username, password, which folder the file is available. You don't have to have any idea about that one. Simply you focus on what you need to do it. Okay, you need to focus only on the report design. That's it. You need to test it. If everything is perfect, then you need to publish it on cloud. So now you understand. So whatever you have seen it on the Power BI cloud, that is what a Power BI data set. Okay, PBA. But when you import the data set, the PBADS, all the tables that belongs to that one gets loaded automatically. But in this case, what happened? The data view got disabled because as a report designer, you don't have to see the data. You don't have to do any data as well. But in the latest version, what I'm showing is the latest version of the Power BI. Just 1 week back, I reinstalled it. Here, if you click on transform, it is working. But in the previous version, just prior to this version, even this option got disabled. And if you go here in the get data, all these connectors got disabled. Okay, you cannot mix any other file with these tables got loaded by your project leader. But in the latest version, it is allowing it. But provided, for example, I can mix up the Excel work file. But what happens is when I try to load other file along with the PBDS data, it says add a local model. Okay. So to make changes to a model, you will need to switch to a direct query. What do you mean by model? You ask this question. This is what your model. When you make any changes and store it, right, the data will get stored in this model only. Okay. That's why I'm using the term model. Don't get confused. Okay. And but you can load the data in the latest version along with the PBDS data set, but you need to convert all the data to your direct query mode. And also the same thing, you can modify the data, you can do the data transformation, but you need to convert all your model tables into direct query mode. Then the purpose will get defeated, isn't it? All we need is we wanted to create the report design. In this case, whenever you make changes to your report, right, it will query your data that is available on Power BI Cloud, which is a live connection. Live connection in the sense the data gets loaded into your memory, the cloud memory. Okay. Hence the performance will be faster. Hope you understood Power BI data set, right? So what is the difference between direct query and live connection? In the case of direct query, the limitations, in both the cases, limitations are there. Direct query also, it works on the limited source systems. Live connection, it works only with a 3 source system. At least direct query, you can use it for, more than 5 or so. The source system, different source system, you can work with it with direct query mode. But live connection, You can work only with Power BI Cloud Service. You can work only with SSAS, multi-dimensional, and tabular. What is multi-dimensional? It is a cube. Multi-dimensional is nothing but cube. SSCS, you can create the cube. What is a cube? You remember in school time, our parents bought us the cube, right? So you can rotate the cube so that all the colors will be in the same row, right? So you need to, you play around with the cube. So in the case of, so cube is nothing but, if you want to view the data in multi-dimensional, that is possible. For example, your manager wants to see region-wise, quarter-wise, category-wise sales performance. What is that? You want to see the sales by region, by quarter, and region, quarter, and let's know category. Okay, so these are the dimensions. Multi-dimensional. You need to understand this. Okay, so multiple dimension. You can slice and dice the data once you create the cube. What is slicing and dicing? You remember the cake, birthday cake, right? So you on the birthday you cut the cake. So you slice the cake. When you slice the cake, what happens? This piece you can take and you can share it with others. In this case, data, in the case of cube, whichever part of the data alone you wanted to view it. In this case, I want the sales by region, quarter, and category. Subset of the data, only you can query it. This is called slice the data and then dice the data. Sales, right? Region, sales by region, by quarter, by category. So what in the case of SSAS they do is they create the cube. The cube is multi-dimensional. Supposing you are another manager, another department. This is a sales guy and marketing guy. He wants to see the sales actual versus target, actual sales versus targeted sales. Okay, this is the one we want each salesperson to achieve it, but how much they achieved it by region, by category. Okay, and then by salesperson. All these are dimensional. Whichever dimension you want to, like in the cube, school time we use cube, right? We use the cube to play. The same way, right? The same principle here. So whichever dimension you want to slice and dice it, that is possible once you create the cube. So that you can answer any type of questions, business questions, okay? So the marketing manager, he wants to see the actual versus target achieved by salesperson, by region, by category. That is possible. Okay, or the sales manager, he wants to see region, by quarter, by category, by sales performance. So these are the dimensions. This is your fact. This is called your fact, and the actual target is also fact. These are the dimensions. Whichever dimension you want it, you can rotate it. In the case of cube, so they do cube design, everything. The cube, you have dimensions, and then the facts will be there. Okay, and then they design it in such a way, right? So you can view the data in multi-dimensional. In such a way, they create the cube. Okay, so live mode works only with these three source systems. That is the difference. Okay, the next question is which one is faster, live mode or direct query mode? Which one is faster of these two? What is your understanding? Live is faster. When you compare the live connection mode with the direct query, live is faster. Why it is faster? Yes, Pooja, you're correct. But why live is faster? In the interview, they'll ask you this one, right? Live is faster because the data got cached in memory. Because Pandya, no. Yeah, for no memory for which one? Direct query, right? Live connection, the data, because you create the cube or the Power BI dataset get cached in memory. Okay. But whereas in the case of direct query, not necessarily all the tables should get cached in your source system, isn't it? There are some tables, they cache it in memory from the performance point of view. Okay, from the performance point of view, they cache some tables in the source system, SQL Server or Oracle, but not necessarily all the tables. But in this case, all the tables got cached in memory. Okay, in the cloud system. Got it? But you okay, so hence the performance will be faster. Okay, I don't want to get into some more details. You might be asking this question. Maybe Pooja is thinking about this. Okay, this report file, I have used the fact table in the direct query mode, and rest of them I import mode, and then I published on cloud. So in that case, does that mean the fact table data get cached in memory? No. So in that case, also in the cloud, you have the Azure SQL Server. It will directly query your SQL Server table, but most of the data are cached in memory. Other data set are cached in memory. Okay, but still we have something like dual mode. Everything we will discuss it little later. It is too early to discuss all these things in detail. But in the interview, they ask you, compared to direct query and live connection is faster because it's all cached in memory. Okay. And okay, compared to import and direct query mode and live connection, which one is faster? Import is faster in the case of moderate volume of the data. If you have the moderate volume of data, you can go for import mode. Compared to these two mode, import is pretty faster. Okay. If you try the same moderate data in direct query and live connection, import wins because the data get loaded in your local system and it get cached in your local system memory. Hence, the performance is faster. If the data volume is very high, then you can go for direct query. And there are cases, yes, you need to, let's say you have to use live connection, fine. But compared to direct query and live connection is pretty faster because the data get cached in memory, everything. Whereas here, but in the live connection, the data set itself, we have the mix of direct query as well import. In that case, also, right, majority of the data get cached in memory. Hence, the live connection is pretty faster. Okay. The direct query is a direct connection to data sources. Live connection is a direct connection to analytics services. With direct query, you can still configure relationship. Yeah, in the case of direct query, you can modify the relationship. Okay, in the model view. But in the live connection, you cannot make any changes to the data model. You cannot delete the link between the table, the relationship. Okay. These are the differences. Definitely, they'll ask you this one. Okay, you need to explain everything like this. Next one is the composite mode.